You have to be like Samantha. Sorry. All right, you guys, let's get going.
Okay. So, I don't know about you all, but I think this planet we're on right now is getting a little old. So, I think we should give Mars a shot. I mean, look at this. It's beautiful. It's got the red dirt, the red skies. We're going to have to fix that if we want to breathe, but we will fix the red skies. So, you've probably heard a lot about Mars colonization from places like SpaceX with Elon Musk and how he's getting pushed back and back and back. Still planned, though. He still plans on getting there. But I'm really interested in this because I'm currently a physics major. I'm planning on transferring to aerospace engineering with a focus on astronautics, which is the space part of aerospace, and hope I'm getting a job in that field someday. And there are plenty of other reasons other than just it being a cool place to live. There's also potential scientific discoveries that can be made. Global warming and overpopulation are big issues we are facing that could be fixed or lessened with this. But I think the most interesting aspect of this is probably the potential scientific discoveries that can be made. If we go to Mars, we don't know what we could find. There's endless discovery potential. Doctors Farmer and Marias mentioned in a 1999 article titled Exploring for a Record of Ancient Martian Life that it is entirely possible life is and or was present on Mars at some point. Now, you're not going to see a Martian fox running across like a Martian desert or anything like that. It's going to be bacterial life, but that's still a big discovery. That's still a literal alien that exists. And further proof for this is that Mars was extremely Earth-like in its early history. The two planets were extremely similar, but they kind of branched off on different paths, which also means understanding Mars could help us to better understand our own planet. In a 2003 article titled Oceans on Mars, Drs. Carr and Head talked about how Mars once had oceans like Earth and how it lost them. Now, the current theory is that as Mars rotated, the two oceans were pulled to the poles and became the two polar ice caps that are present. That's the only water we know of on the planet now, but that's just a theory. That we don't really know what happened. Going there can help us figure that out. But Mars is extremely cold, as would be proven by that explanation. Here, things are kind of the opposite. Things are getting a little too hot here. Unfortunately, global warming is still a debate when it's an issue, but that'll be fixed at some point. Dr. Ramsdorff wrote a 2007 article titled Projecting Future Sea Level Rise, where he mentions that in the year 2100, the sea level could be up to 1.4 meters higher than it was in 1990. Now, things have gotten worse now than 2007, so current projections look a bit more like this. And this is clearly a big difference for the year 2100. I can't go through everything in the time limit, but Florida's just gone, and the California Valley has become the entire Bay Area. Bay Area got a whole lot bigger. Yeah, so Mars, as I said, much colder. The reasons for that is that it's further from the sun and the atmosphere is a lot smaller. In an article titled Plan to Terraform Mars is Out of Gas, which was written in 2018 by Dr. Crane, it shows that Mars has 6 millibars of pressure compared to Earth's 1 whole bar at sea level. Now there's 1,000 millibars in a bar, which means Mars has 6 millibars, Earth has 1,000. That's a big difference. It would take generations with our current technology to make Mars more habitable for us without suits. But our technology is getting better and better, and we're pretty good at warming things up, I'll be honest. And as we terraform Mars, it would begin to look like this. The bottom is like the path to terraforming, where it starts with warming things up, melting the ice caps and making oceans on Mars, then planting, and then the finished product. And the top here is Earth compared to what a terraformed Mars would look like. Now, Mars is much smaller than Earth, but it's still a whole nother planet worth of land, and we need a lot more space. Overpopulation has also become a major issue for us. In a 1995 article titled Population Growth and Earth's Carrying Capacity, Dr. Cohen mentions that Earth's carrying capacity for humans changes with time and is not a set value. Earth adjusts for humans, humans adjust for the Earth. Now, if that's the case, what's really the problem with overpopulation if Earth will help to adjust with us? Well, we're growing too fast. As you can see with this graph, it's pretty extreme. We're growing faster than Earth can adapt to fix itself for us. So we are going to eventually reach that carrying capacity. And now the obvious solution is probably to limit the amount of humans being born. Now, you think that, but Dr. Cates said in a 2004 article titled Reproductive Liberty and Overpopulation is that even despite the overpopulation crisis, no politicians or just normal people are willing to restrict reproductive rights. And that's understandable. It's a very basic human right that's seen across the globe. And I also want to have a family someday, so I'm not for restricting reproductive rights. So I'm actually very against that, which is why I'm saying Mars. That's a better alternative. So Mars, obviously, another planet, a whole lot more space. So I've made a lot of points about why I think we should colonize Mars. Now, the better question is, what can you all do to help with that? Now, there's a wide range of things you can do. Things from that are as small as just buying SpaceX merchandise, because money for their merchandise and money for NASA merchandise obviously goes back into those organizations if you buy from those organizations. And there are other things you can do, like talking to local representatives, asking them to put more funding into NASA, and just different organizations that go into space exploration and space discoveries, as well as looking at the candidates that you're voting for, what their stances are. The Democratic candidates haven't talked about this much at all. They're focused on more local issues, local being on this planet. So the best I could find was that Trump plans on putting another man on the moon, which is only semi-related, so there hasn't been a lot of talk about this high up in the government, which is also why awareness might not be the best word, but just like it needs to be shown that this is an option, and more thought needs to be put into this possible alternative, because no one's really talking about it super high up. But I still encourage you all to do a lot more research. There's so many things that I could have talked about here that I had to cut for time reasons. Things like how communication would work, how long the days are there, how long the years are there. There's so many other factors that go into this. But please do your own research and do what you can to further this goal, as this could determine humanity's future and whether or not we can really survive. So, thank you.